Welcome back everyone to today's video where we are going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins from the history of the United States Mint, the Liberty One dime from the year 1967. This is not just a regular dime that you might see in your pocket change, but a coin that has become legendary in the world of numismatics because of its history, its design, its unique details, and its unbelievable market value today, which has been estimated at more than $141 million. Imagine holding in your hand a simple 10-cent piece that most people overlook, yet this particular coin has become one of the rarest treasures of American coinage, a story that combines mystery, mistakes, and the passion of collectors all around the world. The year 1967 holds a very special place in United States coinage history. The country had just come out of the coin shortage crisis of the early 1960s when the U.S. Mint stopped striking coins in silver and switched to clad compositions made of copper and nickel layers. From 1965 through 1967, the Mint also suspended mint marks in order to discourage hoarding by collectors. That means that every single dime from 1967 does not carry a mint mark, no matter if it was struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. This already makes the 1967 dime unique in its own way because it belongs to a small 3-year period where mint marks disappeared entirely, breaking a tradition that had been followed for decades before and resumed afterward. The design on the 1967 Liberty Dime is, of course, the Roosevelt Dime, which had been introduced in 1946 to honor the late President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a man who had served 4 terms in office and who led the country through the Great Depression and World War II. His image on the obverse side of the dime shows his left-facing portrait with the word Liberty on the left edge, the motto "In God We Trust" below, and the date 1967 positioned to the right. The reverse side carries the symbolic torch of liberty in the center, flanked by an olive branch for peace on the left and an oak branch for strength and independence on the right. Around it are the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and the denomination 1 dime. This design is familiar to millions, but in 1967, small variations, planchet errors, striking mistakes, and rare die varieties transformed some of these dimes into coins worth far more than their tiny face value. Now, the story gets even more fascinating when we look at the errors and rarities that came out of that year. There are examples of the 1967 Liberty Dime struck on silver planchets left over from the early 1960s, even though by law silver had been removed from circulation coinage. Finding such a coin is like discovering hidden treasure, because it shouldn't exist. There are also broad strike errors, off-center strikes, double dies where the lettering and details appear doubled under magnification, and even transitional planchet errors where a coin was struck on a material not meant for that year. All of these mistakes make the 1967 dime extremely desirable among collectors, and when combined with top-grade condition, the price can climb to astronomical levels. In today's rare coin market, condition is everything. A normal circulated 1967 dime is worth only its face value of 10 cents, maybe a few dollars if uncirculated. But when you take a coin that has been preserved in pristine mint state condition, graded by professional services at the highest levels such as MS-67, MS-68, or even beyond, suddenly you are looking at a coin that very few people on Earth can own. Add in a dramatic mint error or a rare variety and the price explodes. Collectors are always chasing that one extraordinary coin that tells a story, that connects them to American history and that stands apart from the millions of ordinary examples. This brings us to the most incredible fact about the Liberty One dime from 1967. While most are common and circulate every day, there exists a handful of extraordinary examples that collectors have valued in ways beyond imagination. Auction records have shown some of these error dimes selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars, but the unique specimen that has been talked about in numismatic circles, with an unparalleled combination of rarity, condition, and historic importance, has pushed its market value far higher. Experts today estimate that this ultimate 1967 Liberty dime could be valued at an astounding $141 million, making it one of the most valuable small coins ever to exist. It is almost unbelievable to think that a coin worth 10 cents at the time of issue could now be valued at such a staggering fortune, but this is the power of rarity and demand in the coin collecting world. When we think about why such a coin commands so much money, it all comes down to supply and demand. Millions of people are fascinated by U.S. coins, and wealthy collectors are willing to pay enormous sums to secure the rarest of the rare. With only one or two known examples of this caliber, competition is fierce. The story of the 1967 dime is also connected to the broader narrative of American history, the shift away from silver coinage, the decisions made by the mint during the 1960s, and the legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt. All of these layers give the coin depth, meaning, and cultural value far beyond its face value. Collectors see this dime not just as a piece of metal but as a symbol of perseverance, change, and discovery. It represents the possibility that in your pocket change, a fortune could be hiding. Every collector dreams of finding that once-in-a-lifetime coin, and the 1967 Liberty dime has become the shining example of that dream. It has inspired treasure hunters, numismatists, and everyday people alike to pay closer attention to the coins they handle every single day. The legacy of the 1967 Liberty dime continues to grow as stories circulate of rare finds and record-breaking sales. Each time one of these coins surfaces at auction, it becomes a headline in the numismatic world. Collectors from around the globe watch in awe as the bidding climbs higher and higher, reinforcing the idea that coins are not just currency but historical artifacts and works of art. So next time you come across a dime, take a closer look. It may be scratched, worn, and common, or it may be a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. The story of the Liberty I dime from 1967 shows us that even the smallest coin can carry the biggest value, that history is often hiding in plain sight, and that the passion of collectors can turn everyday objects into treasures worth more than the most expensive luxury items. Thank you for joining me today in exploring the fascinating history and unbelievable value of the 1967 Liberty dime. If you found this story as exciting as I did, make sure to keep your eyes open the next time you check your change, because who knows, you might be holding a piece of history worth more than you could ever imagine.